Hello, SSDA Nation. I have a big announcement for you today. I know you're all preparing for the end of the year in summer school, and together with CCEE, we're partnering on an incredible workshop for you. And I'm so honored to speak with Katie Brackenridge, who I respect so much. She's one of the premier leaders when we talk about research-based practice for kids, their brains, expanded learning. Katie, welcome this morning, and tell us what opportunity our members have coming up.
Hi, everyone. Katie Brackenridge from Turnaround for Children. Really excited to work with anyone who's interested in doing 2 sessions of workshops on the science of learning and development and whole child design. So what we're talking about is how the brain develops, how it responds to stress, and then what that means for practice. It's a super practical set of sessions that will yield tools and opportunity for you to talk to colleagues about what you're thinking about for this summer. And we're doing this because we know how stressful the environment has been for staff and for kids. And that while we want them to kind of catch up on all that academic content, we also know that with the stress that they've experienced, their brains frankly aren't ready to just sit down and absorb information. We're going to need to provide some really concrete, specific supports, focus on relationships and engagement in order for them to be ready to continue learning.
That's so great. I was just up in Modoc elementary schools, high schools, also over in Sonora. This is so needed. I watch all the kids struggling to get through the day. But Katie, most of our schools are super small, right? Just a principal, superintendent. They don't have a whole department. Most of the people we're online with right now are superintendents in very small areas, rural areas. Is this geared towards them, or is it more towards the bigger schools?
Well, I think what's going to be really helpful about this is the fact that the tools are really easily accessible and implementable right away. So yes, we're going to talk about the science grounding for the tools, because I think that's a really important piece of understanding why this is so important right now. But a large part of the time in the sessions is really looking at concrete tools, like super specific things about exactly how you build a relationship, and then having some time to think about how to use them. So I know people's time is really stretched, and that's particularly true in small districts. So my intention is for you to be able to leave the workshop with a really clear understanding of your next steps in order to kind of move right into practice. Summer programs are right here, right now. So the real hope is that this is immediately implementable.
Yeah, and many of our smalls have not done expand after school programming because of lack of funding, or they haven't done summer school. This seems to be very, very helpful for people that have not had the opportunity to do those type of programs going into, if this is the first time in like a decade. It sure seems like this would be very helpful to those districts.
Yeah, I mean, we're planning it for these dates, June 8th and June 10th. In hopes that districts can use this as part of their staff training for summer programs.
Oh, good idea.
Again, we really are identifying this opportunity to rethink the way you're engaging with kids, given that kids are in this stressful situation right now. But the set of skills we're talking about are things that will be helpful in the summer as kids come back into the learning space, as they're, out of the regular routines we've been used to having them do. So this gives you a chance to think about, try out some new tools around things like relationship building, around things like setting up supportive routines that might be different than what you were doing before, but that are really tied to the science of how your brain works. So I think as you're thinking about how you're going to do your summer program, staff can use these tools. This time that you would invest in coming to the sessions could be part of staff development, and therefore kind of fill in for any teachers who are able to do this, also other staff who haven't yet necessarily led groups of kids. I think this will be really helpful, like setting that grounding on how they're doing that work.
Absolutely. And, I don't have to belabor that, but most of our districts also, have been through all the wildfires, right? They've had the most trauma with earthquakes in these small communities. it's multiplied, and such important work. And also, Katie, I think for people that know you like I do, I've been in many trainings of yours. You don't waste people's time, and I think we'll wrap it up by saying, Katie, you're not going to waste people's time. They're going to have takeaways, because everyone says, why would I go to this? I go to 85 different things. I think this one in the 4 hours, please tell me you're not going to waste their time.
Tim, I'm not going to waste their time. I will say the feedback that we have been getting from districts, we've been doing similar types of support in different districts across California. And I would say the really strong feedback is that it was extremely helpful, both on shifting perspectives on what kids are able to do, kind of how our brains work, but also again, in that really practical, oh, I can try this tool out tomorrow. And we're hearing that the tools are really helping make shifts in classrooms pretty quickly. Great. I would say surprisingly quickly.
Well, Katie, I can't thank you enough for your time this morning, but also for the upcoming workshops and all you do for schools across California, United States. You're amazing. And thanks for being here with SSDA Nation, and have a great day.
Wow. Thanks, Tim. Appreciate that.
Take care.